Hey graduates, wagwan. Look, I wanted to I had a bit of a thought and I wanted to share it with you guys. Because I was reflecting on the different parts of our personality, just observing all the things that have been happening on social media since I've become a blogger. Um and one of the things that can really affect how we deliver our content is our temperament. I said that word repeatedly, and I know some people may not really understand what I mean by temperament, so I'm going to break it down. So, when you have a temperament, that's the proper way to pronounce it. Temperament. Temperament is more like how you spell it. But when you have a temperament, it's really about something to do with your nature, who you are. It's your nature in terms of what affects your behavior, right? Um, and in psychology, there are four quadrants to temperament, right? Now, this is something that we had to touch on when we were looking at things like behavior management, dealing with challenging behaviors in the classroom, and things like that when I was training to be a teacher back in the day, right? So, the four quadrants of temperament are sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, and melancholic. Okay, so let me break it down. If you end up in the part of the sphere that's related to sanguine personalities or sanguine temperament, that's when you are being sociable, you're being outgoing, you're full of personality charm, you're feeling talkative, you're very responsive to others, you're easygoing, you're lively in your personality and so on, right? So that's when you're in your sanguine state of temperament. When you're phlegmatic, you're calm, you're controlled, you're peaceful, you're thoughtful, you're very careful. Sometimes you can be very passive. Sometimes you can also be introvert, but not antisocial, right? But it's more along the introverted line of things. When you're choleric, you are impulsive. You switch easily. You're very excitable. You can be very aggressive. You're restless and you're a bit touchy. You're touchy. Yes. So when somebody say you're touchy, you're actually in the choleric quarter of the sphere. And then you can be melancholic. When you're melancholic, you're quiet. You are not in the mood for people. You want to be alone. You're pessimistic. You're a bit worried. You're moody. You can be depressed, any of those things. And both choleric and melancholic personality traits, temperaments, are what you would call unstable. When you're sanguine, when you're phlegmatic, you are on the stable section of the temperaments. Now, all of these things are human emotions that we go through all the time. And at different points, you can reflect any part of this sphere of temperament, and it can deeply affect your content. So, if things are going on, say for example, outside of social media, in the life of a content creator, and they're dealing with a completely different topic, those external factors can have a great impact on what is taking place with how they communicate and so on and so forth. And the unfortunate part of it is that the listeners are not going to be interested in whatever else is going on in your life. They're only going to be looking at you in terms of your face value, how you come across, the things that you say, and so on. And they will react accordingly. Okay, so with that comes the risk of constantly being judged on the basis of what you sound like at the time. Now, every single content creator or blogger falls into this trap at some point, because you'll come across them on one day, 2 days, even every day of a week, and they sound a particular way, and straight away you've summed up their personality and said, well, they are constantly this. This is what they are like in their day-to-day life, every day. That's the kind of person that they are. Now, I try very hard to have a different outlook in that I try to observe you not for a short period of time, but over a lengthy period of time, just to see exactly what it is that you're about, right? And based on that, I will make an assessment. I will always start off with an open mind, non judgmental, accepting you for who you are. And then I will decide whether or not I see good traits or bad traits in who you are and make a decision on the basis of that. Now, what I've experienced, particularly over the past couple of days, is that you've got a real, I don't know what it is, if it's a complete mistrust of the unknown, of people who are from a different ilk or different social or cultural background. I don't know, but there's something. And at first it was bothering me, but I've gotten to the stage now where I genuinely don't care. It's like, at first I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to adapt this and then maybe I need to change that. And then I'm realizing that actually, hang on a minute. This is my platform. These are my followers and they appreciate me for who I am. These are my subscribers. They subscribe because they want to hear me for who I am. So what does it matter if X person over there thinks that in their own opinion, they may think I'm X and over there might think I'm Y. What does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. In fact, it has nothing to do with the price of rice in China, because really and truly these people are not my supporters. They're not. And it's more important for me to focus on my own people and what they expect of me and what they think. So at first, I had blocked out quite a few people on the basis of things I've heard them say towards me without even knowing me at all. Some of them still continue to say stuff and they've got absolutely no idea who I am. Absolutely no idea. But to what ends? At the end of the day, they are basically going off of whatever they have seen on my platform over a period of time. So you can't really blame them. Or they have made a decision on the basis of an incident, and they've come away with an opinion. So, on that basis, okay, it's all's fair in love and war, right? People are free to think and believe whatever they want to think and believe. But now it's kind of like, I'm not even going to block you because I genuinely don't care. I don't care. I don't need to protect myself from you. I can just unblock you and still scroll past, because you've got nothing to do with my platform at all, and you're not my target audience. You're not the kind of people I want on my platform, because the kind of people I want on my platform are the kind of people who are non-judgmental, not stereotypic, willing to reason outside the box, can accept a personality that varies according to their temperament, and can get to know me for who I present myself to be, and not try to make it look like, oh, we're only here in order to change you or to adapt you to be who we want you to be. That's not the agenda at all. So I've unblocked quite a few people today. They are free to block me, but I have unblocked them because it's really not that deep. It's time to kind of move on. And I did tell you that after this summer, I'm going to be coming back with a very different style of platform. So I am actually using this period of time to get everything off my chest that I haven't gotten off my chest during my time of starting. Yeah. I feel very pleased that I'm literally telling everyone what I think of them without any kind of remorse at all. Yes. And I won't hold back on that. Once it's all out, there's nothing else to say because this page is going to change. It is, you know. So yeah. I'm going to address Gracie. Gracie asked the question. I told her I was going to give her an answer. She asked me, why did you block me on Facebook? Why did you block me? So if you guys remember when Lady V and I were having our little, tete-a-tete, and during that time, Gracie came to her defense, like, really came to her defense, Mama Bear style, which is fine. That was not the reason why she was blocked, actually. That was absolutely fine. It was fine for her to do that. It was fine for her to protect who she wants to protect. That doesn't bother me at all, because people out here do that. They roll hard for people they either respect or they like. Anyway, that was not the reason. Another time, well, during the whole process, she was on her live, and what Gracie said was that she remembers that I came on her live once and I greeted her, and when I did, she deliberately ignored and pretended as though she had not seen my greeting. So I took that, and she said that to her audience, and I took that straight away as a, you're not welcome here. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Don't run in. So because I don't want the temptation, I block you. And plus, in a way, it felt like a slight. And I was like, wow, I actually was celebrating the fact that she was back on Facebook and stuff like that. And was welcoming her back to her platform. I was still kind of fairly young in the blogging thing. I'm still young in it. I'm not a seasoned blogger, but still I was very young in it. And not quite understanding the way cards are played, that you don't run onto another blogger's platform necessarily, test the waters kind of thing. But yeah, I was overexcited because she had been off for a while. And I used to watch, when I was not a blogger, I used to watch Gracie all the time. So yeah, that made it feel away. Yes, made it up in my feelings for that. Made it up in my feelings for that, definitely. Me never like that. And that was the reason why I blocked Gracie's page. No other reason. Not because she debated with me about anything, or she went against what I said, or she thought that she had an opinion about my blog. No, none of that. It was more about that comment. That was the one that got me. I was like, wow. Somebody take on myself kind of thing. That was it. Nothing deep. So, and me not forget to me block her, to be honest, because if she hadn't said it in her video, I would not even have remembered, because I see her on YouTube, not on Facebook. I see her on YouTube. And I will stop and listen and stuff like that. So yeah, so I've unblocked you. I'm not one of those people that just go to them way to dislike people because them go against the boss. Lord Jesus, appear notifications on the laptop. Anyway, I'm not one to do that, really. Because if this me not really have anything with you. I may not like the things that you're saying about the lady, because the lady that I admire. And should it come to the case where we're communicating, I would counteract the things that you're saying, and not necessarily accept them. And if they're true, I would accept them, to be perfectly honest, right? So it's nothing to do with that. I not hate nobody for nobody. That's not my personality. You understand? I will dislike somebody's behavior on the basis of what I've seen, and make a judgment on that basis only. Because if you remember, I remember telling you guys that I had quite a few people on my platform originally that were following me who did not like the lady at all. And over a period of time of listening to the content that I delivered, listening to the reasoning that we used to have on the platform, they slowly but surely started to see things from a different perspective, and realized that the feelings that they were carrying were really and truly unnecessary towards the lady, right? And that in itself is a good thing, because sometimes having open dialogue about misunderstandings can create a better outlook on how people view others, right? So when I was really reflecting on all of this, I said to myself, what exactly is it that is missing amongst the bloggers in our diaspora? And I'll tell you what it is. It's tolerance. It's not about liking everybody or wanting to be everybody's bosom pal. No. Because really and truly, personality differences, differences in beliefs and differences in standards are going to make human beings not get on most of the time. You're lucky when you end up with somebody who you can click with, right? So it's not about, oh, we must like everybody. Everybody must, the one love. That's a fallacy in itself. But it's tolerance. The ability to tolerate others who are different from ourselves. This is where a lot of us are very ignorant. We feel that everybody must be like us. And it's more so people who are of a background where they have endured suffering, persecution, discrimination, vulnerability. That is where I find it comes from the most. It's like, if you're not one of us, if you can't sing our story, if you haven't been in our shoes, then we will not tolerate you. Yes. You do not belong amongst us because you're not a part of the system that not the system, but the circumstance that we are a part of. So on that basis, you will find that even the people who are at odds with each other will come together because they see what they consider to be someone representative of that kind of background where you probably had life too easy, or you're speaky spooky, as they love to say about me, or you're educated and think you know it all, all of them someday. So they will join forces against that because they don't understand it, right? Okay. So as I said, that kind of mentality, it used to bother me. It used to be like, oh my gosh, how can I change myself so that everybody can understand me and stuff like that. And now I'm at the point where I genuinely am saying, I will be who I want to be, and I will not stop being me. And I will do so to the point where I will exclude every person that does not connect, because I don't want those connections. Those connections are loose ends. I want people who will connect with what I'm saying, how I say it, and the voice I say it with. Yes. And this is not about exclusivity. No. It is about developing an organic reach with genuine supporters and genuine followers. And blocking out all the noise from everywhere else. Because really and truly, if it was up to them, I would be another imitation in some circumstances, or they would put me on some pedestal that I have no interest in climbing up on. It's either one or the other they would want, rather than allow me to be my complicated self. If my voice irritates you, it's because it irritates the demons in you. And that's a fact. It's got nothing to do with whether or not what I'm saying makes sense. If it's boiled down to just a voice, it's to do with the fact that my voice pricks your conscience. And sometimes my voice will tell you truths you don't want to hear. And it lick your chip. And that's a fact. Right? Because as you can clearly tell, my audience do have a problem with my voice. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep coming back. Yeah? And it is a shame because if you notice, those criticisms are only coming from the people that I've described, the people of that category. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from the other people who are articulate. It isn't. Look carefully, even amongst people in a different camp. The people who come from an articulate way of communicating don't have a problem in the world with how I sound. Don't have a problem in the world with how I communicate. No. Likewise, the people who are more or less confident in their platforms and how they pull along their audience, because even if they're not eloquent, you know, I'm talking about people who have an established audience, who roll for them, who support them, and they're confident in that. They don't look in my direction at all. In fact, they don't have a problem saying HTK can speak just like anybody else, but some of them out there want to silence me. They do, because everything about the successes of this platform irks them. It irks them that you support me. It irks them that you understand me. It irks them to the core that you celebrate with me. Yes, it irks them. It really does. It gets under their skin. They don't understand it, because they really and truly want you to see me the way they see me. But trust and believe, the people who will be there for you will remain. The people who truly like you will remain. And I'm not trying to impress anybody else at all. You have got to take me or leave me. If you have not got the tolerance, turn a blind eye to me. That's all I ask. And I don't see how it is that is a difficult task. If you don't like somebody, why watch them? Why listen? Don't. That's fine. But watch them now come out with the lies. Watch them come out with the manipulation of their audience. Watch them now twist things, take things out of context, create stories, say X, say Y. I always start off as an open book with people, with other bloggers, with other social media personalities. I welcome you into my space should you come across it, or I will go into your space with a non-judgmental attitude. But then if I see that you have not welcomed me, why the hell should I remain? Am I stupid? Nobody should remain where they're not welcomed. No, I go where I'm welcomed, right? And likewise, if I've witnessed you being messy all over social media, and I tell you straight, listen, I'm going to block you, or I've blocked you because you're not my cup of tea. You need to respect my wishes. It's not by force. Go your way. I don't see what the big deal is. Social media is a huge place to get caught up on who's blocked who, really. Right? And it's different if it's a case of, well, you know, I know that I may have said things that irritate you, or I didn't understand that I irritated you, and because I appreciate that mature approach. I appreciate that approach. It is maturity, right? The fact that Gracie could ask, just simply ask the question, what me do? And now I can tell her. You understand? And that's the reason. But it really and truly was petty. It's nothing deep. And sometimes we get caught up in the pettiness of things and feel that everything is a clapback, everything is a clapback. But as I told you, things are evolving around here. And I'm just going to tell you all exactly how I feel. And come hell or high water, there's nothing you can do about it, because not one of you out there can beat me. Not one of you out there can put me cross on a knee. And my back is broad, as you can see. My shoulders are wide. I can tolerate a lot. And because you're not aware of what external factors may be affecting my personality, maybe this is a time for me to go through the fire. Maybe it's deliberate. You never know. But at the end of the day, when I come out, on the other side, and I will, it will be a very different cup of tea. Yes? Everybody gets their baptism by fire on social media, and some are constantly in purgatory. At least I have safe spaces on different pages where my people are there, and should somebody step across that's not welcome, them just get an instant block by either myself or my moderators, right? But for now, that's how it is. So none of those things that people are saying at the moment, graduates, are of any interest. I haven't listened to anything since the last time. I've heard stuff. I've heard my name is here, my name is there. I've just been like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't. I've said exactly how I felt. I've told the truth. I have not made anything up. I have not beat around the bush. I was honest, and if that honesty is not appreciated, so be it. But the Lord cannot say that I've lied. No. God will look at me and say, okay, at least you told the truth for real, for real. You told the truth. And you may not be appreciated for the truth, because we all know that the truth hurts. And it's going to always come with clapback and consequences, and, people are going to get up in their feelings and stuff, and that's fine. But it's not something that anybody can contest me about. They can come up with all kinds of things to try and justify, but my truth is my truth, and that's what I think, and that's what I feel. And that is for the purpose of my graduates to listen to it. If anybody else want to listen to it, them listen to it. If them don't want to listen to it, them keep it moving. It's all good. I'm happy, because I know the audience that I want. Yeah? I know the audience that I want. And I appreciate the audience that I have. You guys are my true supporters. And even in the social media world of content creators, there are people out there who I so appreciate, who share out my merch, share out my page. It's not a one-man band. It's a each one help one kind of thing. There are some who haven't shared out my page. Think about it. Some have not at all. Am I going to be up in my feelings? No, I still even share them. But I've noticed that they haven't shared mine. And that's okay too. They're entitled to their reservations, right? Salvation is the only thing that lasts forever, right? Yeah, so in the past, yeah, definitely. Sometimes I used to come out here and go on with myself. And I realized that, what the hell? Why am I going out with myself like this? Calm down. Once again, temperament, external things having an impact. But it's funny, because when certain things happen in your life, you develop a different kind of mindset, a different kind of feeling, where you suddenly start to prioritize what's important and what's not in a very clear way. It becomes very obvious that, really, okay, that you didn't name up yourself about, that's not important. It really isn't. But of course, there are things that will make you roar, that are indeed significant, and needed to be said at the time. But once it's said and done, I'm not going to go out of my way to carry feelings. I'm going to move on from it. I'm not in primary school or secondary school anymore. And I don't see why I should be out here behaving as though I'm on a playground, calling people names and talking about what they look like and that kind of nonsense. No, that's a level of childishness that I'm not about to stoop to, really. Some people specialize in that, but I don't. You understand? So, like I said, say what I gotta say. No remorse. Not here to be a blogger pleaser. I am here to please my followers and my subscribers, and to please myself. And that is all that matters. Oh, and of course, I'm always going to, of course, plug my new merch. Yes, without a doubt. So I don't know if you guys have seen the No Focus Panda Locust merch. Listen, I absolutely love these pieces. You know why I like it? It's not just about the slogan. It's about the versatility of it. Because it comes in the racer tank tops. It comes in the muscle shirt fit, which is unisex. The racer tank tops are for women, but the muscle shirt are for men and women. So, you know, I love that about it. And it also comes in a crop top. And then I did a kind of bespoke piece, which is for, you know, biker girls. Yeah. So if you're either a biker chick or you have a biker boyfriend, then yes, I love it. The No Focus and No Locus theme, as you know, came out of Planka Shop. And it's one of those things that has caught on to a lot of people. It comes with heavy meaning. It really is about not focusing on negativity and focusing on positivity. If you think about the role of a locust in the Bible, the locust came as plagues, right? So when the enemy comes to kill and destroy, it's really about not giving that enemy any energy. Yes. So when I say locust, it's not because I'm calling people locusts. No, that's a very small interpretation of a bigger thing. It's metaphoric. It's really symbolic of when you come against adversity, how you handle it. By not giving it any energy, it dies out. It doesn't have anything to feed on. So No Focus on No Locust is a very powerful slogan to me. I quite like it. And yeah, I turned it into a merch because I think that it's inspirational in itself. So the racers, you know, you can wear them when you go do your jogging, go do your walks, go into the gym with your sports bra. You understand? And it will help to centralize that focus in the right direction to achieve your goals. Comes in lots of colors. Oh my gosh, so many colors, so many options. I can't even put all of them up on here, but you know where to find them. www.htkdigitaldesigns.com, and just scroll down the page and you will see the merch there for you to purchase. And of course, I keep my merch affordable. Absolutely. So yes, do continue to support. There are sales made every day. I do appreciate you. Big up on a nice clean self. Big up yourself for those people who, after the last live, I saw all the purchases that came through for the 99 t-shirts. So you're getting yours nice and early and on time for July 13th. Because trust me, in New York, now go good again, people. I have done the video for DMG as well. Yay, me. It's very nice. Oh my gosh. It's so nice. Yeah, so fingers crossed you'll get a chance to see that as well. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. And I'm out. Big up on a nice clean self, graduates. Like up the video, and I'll see you later. This is your girl, Head Teacher K.